Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi friends, how are you? Okay, before going to the sub-discussion, first of all I honor the character of the Zainul Hasan Genggong Islamic Boarding School, Kiai Haji Mutawakil Allah SHMM. I respect the character of the Zainul Hasan Genggong Islamic University, Dr. Abdul Aziz Wahab BA MAG. And don't forget my respect for our lecturer Muhammad Nawawi Ifan MPD. Here I will explain a little about ijtihad. Ijtihad is the process of devoting all the intellectual abilities of a scholar to determine Sharia law and a problem that is not explicitly mentioned in the Quran and Hadith. Ijtihad is an important instrument in Islamic law that allows Muslims to continue to carry out religious teachings contextually and according to current developments. However, because the responsibility is great, ijtihad may only be carried out by people who truly meet the requirements as a mujtahid. Legal basis of ijtihad. Ijtihad has a deep, strong foundation, Al-Quran, Hadith, and practice of the companions. Number 1, Al-Quran. So ask someone who has knowledge if you don't know. An-Nahl 4:23. And number 2, Hadith of the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. The Prophet once pressed Mu'az bin Jabal when he was sent to Yemen and was asked how to establish laws if they were not found in the Quran and Sunnah. Mu'az replied, I will make ijtihad with my opinion. The Prophet agreed. Number 3, ijma, ulama consensus. The companions and scholars after them agreed on the permissibility of ijtihad in cases where there is no explicit text of the Quran and Hadith. Mujtahid requirements. People who carry out ijtihad must fulfill several conditions including number 1, mastering the Al-Quran and Hadith along with related knowledge such as asbabun nuzul, the cause of the revelation of verses, nasih mansuh, verses that erase and are erased, and others. Number 2, mastering Arabic, because the main source of Islamic uses Arabic. Number 3, mastering usul fiqh, namely the methodology for determining Islamic law. And number 4, knowing ijma, so as not to conflict with the ulama agreement. And number 5, has sharp reasoning abilities, justice, and piety. Types of ijtihad. Ijtihad can be divided into several forms. Number 1, ijtihad mutlak, independent ijtihad, carried out by great mujtahid who could extract laws directly from the Quran and Hadith, for example Imam Abu Hanifah and Imam Shafi'i. Number 2, ijtihad muqayyad, bound, carried out within the scope of a particular school of thought or developing the opinion of the second imam without departing from the basic principles of the school of thought. And number 3, ijma, collective, carried out by a group of ulama or fatwa institution together, such as the Indonesian Ulama Council, MUI, or Al-Azhar. Ijtihad method. Some method of ijtihad include number 1, qiyas, analogies new cases with old cases where the law is clear because they have the same legal cause illah. Number 2, istihsan. Choosing a stronger opinion even though it deviates from qiyas for the sake of justice or benefit. Number 3, maslahah mursalah. Using considerations of public benefit that do not conflict with Sharia. Number 4, urf. Following community habits as long as they do not conflict with the text of the Sharia. Okay friends, maybe that's all I can explain. If there are any wrong words, please forgive me. Thank you. Bye. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.